There are hundreds of minigames on Minecraft Realms, and today I'm going to be playing every single one of them. This video is inspired by Quillbee, so go check them out. I just have a bit more to clarify before we get on with the video. This will be the first part of a 3-part series going on the channel in the near future. We'll mostly be covering single-player minigames in this video with some multiplayer ones sprinkled in. So, let's just go straight to the first one. The first minigame I played was one called Memory Battle. Well, technically I didn't really play it because the minigame actually didn't work. But there's nothing you can really do about that, so let's just get on to the next one. The second minigame I played is called Sheep Shuffle. So, Sheep Shuffle is basically a minigame where there are sheep on a track, and you have to divert them into one of the two holes there. So there's like a blue hole and a red hole, and then it just gets progressively harder and harder as you go on. So, like, I wouldn't say it's like a particularly fun minigame, but if you just want to chill out and relax, it's okay. So the next minigame I played was one called Flip It! And I'm yelling Flip It because there was an exclamation mark at the end of it, so I thought I could yell it. So Flip It is basically a tower defense simulator where you have all these different mobs that you get over time, and you have to defeat the other tower in order to progress on to the next level. I didn't find it particularly fun. I just felt too easy. I played all 20 levels, but like it just felt like too much of like if you want to sit there for like 15 minutes and just not do anything, and if you're not doing anything, then that's fine by me. But I didn't really find it too interesting, so let's just get right on to the next minigame. I then went in the first multiplayer game of this video, one called Floor is a Trap. I did this video with Adrian Gamer 64, whose video you would have seen in the beginning. So this is one where there's multiple minigames. You got TNT Run, TNT Tag, Burrow Spleef, Block Party, Volcano Run, just a few like fun party games that you do. It was pretty entertaining in the few minutes that I played it. So I'd recommend it, but not if you want a minigame to play with like a ton of people, because this is just 1v1. So if you want to play with multiple people, then try and find something else. The next minigame I played was one called Redstone Puzzles, and I mean it's pretty self-explanatory. From what you're seeing on the screen, you just do small little redstone puzzles with buttons, repeaters, comparators, redstone, levers, pistons, just the normal redstone stuff. So for this one, if you want to just have like a chill 20-minute play session, then you're fine. But if you want to be having like a lot of fun and be doing a lot, then I don't think this one would be for you. But if you just want to chill out, then it's good. The next one I played is called Phantom Run. I played this with Adrian. So Phantom Run is basically a parkour map where there's this phantom chasing you the whole time, but the phantom's going slowly, so if you just keep up with the parkour, then you should be good. But I found it pretty difficult. Neither me or Adrian beat one of the levels. So if you want to do something stressful that challenges you, go ahead. But if you're more of like a chill, casual player who's not very good at parkour, I'd say try something else. The next minigame I played was TNT Run. I've played this before on Adrian's video, so go check it out. It'll be up in the corner, down in the description, at the end of the video. It'll be there. So TNT Run is basically a course where you go from start to finish, and you have to use, like, you got a TNT that launches you really far, TNT that doesn't launch you too much, a normal TNT. You got slime that can only be used on lapis blocks, and then each of the other ores that you stand on give you different effects. So it's very fun, and I would recommend if you want to play with friends or alone. I then went over to the next minigame called Disaster Star Survival. And Disaster Star Survival is where you get put into this world and you have three separate disasters that are going on at the same time, and you have to survive each of them. You have to survive for 5 minutes, so you don't die. So, for example, one of the ones that I got was lightning, and then like another one was blind, like blindness, and you got hurt if you weren't near the other player. So it's pretty fun for like a chill thing, but it only works with like 2 or 3 people. The next exclusively single player minigame is called Plumber. Well, it's basically one of those games where you have to get something from one side to the other side using these pipes. So some of the pipes are like, they go around corners and stuff. You'll see the footage on the screen, but you have to get from one side to the other and then have the water go through all of it. And it looks like a pretty easy game. I failed the first time I played, but it's just because I didn't really understand the controls, but once you get a hang of it, then it's very easy. I then played Just Press Spacebar 3, and although the name, it's not very self-explanatory. It's a very difficult parkour map where it calculates your jumps, and there's just a bunch of levels that you have to go through. There's nothing for me to really talk about. I'm bad at parkour, to be honest. So the first level took me about 7 attempts. So it's pretty hard, but if you're good at parkour, then do it. Moving on, the next minigame I played was Puzzle Wars. Puzzle Wars is basically where there's a bunch of map art and you have to rotate it in the correct position to make the full image. And it's pretty easy, but as you will see in this clip that's right up here, I got it with like 0 seconds left. So it starts off really easy, but then it'll get progressively harder and harder until you eventually fail. I then got utterly confused by the next game called Dance Floor. So basically what it is a dance floor. It moves around and you can buy new ones, and it's a very confusing game. I don't think it's particularly fun, but I mean, if you want to mess around on a dance floor for an hour, then you do you. The next minigame I played was called Word Hunt. If you're familiar with Wordle, the game that got really popular last year, then this one will be easy to explain. But if you haven't, this is basically a game where you have a 5-letter word, like a random 5-letter word, and you have to figure out what that word is in 6 tries. And it'll tell you, for example, if it goes like gray, then the letter's not in the word. If it goes yellow, then the letter's in the word, but you've just put it in the wrong spot. If it goes green, it's in the right place. One thing that I completely forgot about while making this video is that it would take ages. So they added more realm minigames, because why wouldn't they when I'm trying to make a video when I'm playing all of them? I'm so thankful that I split this into 3 parts, because then I wouldn't have been able to upload before Christmas. I wouldn't, because I'm going away after Christmas, I wouldn't have been able to upload it for the rest of the year. Jeez. But this is Rephrase, just an infinite parkour map. Really don't care. We've seen like 8 other parkour maps before this, and this is like the 15th one that we're playing. So anyways, just go to the next one, please. As I'm trying to think of more things to say at the start of this segment, I played Puzzle with Squares. Puzzle with Squares is a game where you have 3 different commands. You got move, reset, and undo. And you have to move these squares, these little squares, into the correct color coordinated block. But the one thing that I didn't like about this minigame is that the tutorial is like 8 minutes long. The part that you're seeing on the screen is like 1/6 of the tutorial. It's crazy. Like, I feel like I got it after the first level, maybe 2. But anyways, just I still need to figure out what to say at the end of the start of this. Yay, more parkour! Very fun! No, it's not very fun. It's the Parkour Spiral 3. There's really nothing that I can say about it. It's a Parkour Spiral, and you go to the top of the spiral. This is like... I hate parkour maps because there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing. Every time a parkour map comes up, I'm just going to rant about it for like 3 seconds. 3 seconds, I'm going to rant about it for way longer so I can extend the clip so this video is not 8 seconds long. It'll be 35 minutes long, hopefully, however long it is down in the corner. Hopefully the next one's not a parkour map. Next up, I crushed right into Cave Boss. And the reason I say crushed is because it's Candy Crush, but way worse than on Minecraft. There is actually nothing else I have to say about it. It's just not very entertaining. It takes you like 8 seconds between moves. And I just play Candy Crush on my phone. That's free, and this costs $10 a month. So... Next up, I went into Chump Jump. I guess it's more entertaining than all the other parkour maps I've played, because it counts your levels and the jumps and like small jumps, but I still don't find parkour fun. It's just not very interesting. That's the thing. So all the parkour maps that will happen in this video, I'll show you them briefly, tell you what happens in them, and then just go past. It'll just be like a 20-second segment instead from now on, because I just can't be bothered with the parkour stuff. The next one I played, it was sort of parkour, but sort of not at the same time. It's called Skywalker, and as you can see on screen, there's these moving blocks around, but you just have to survive on them for as long as possible, but all you really have to do is crouch and like walk across them. So it's not very hard, and I consider it parkour, so I'm just going to end it here.
That's weird, this farm normally produces.
The next minigame I played was called Yegg's Tower Defense. Like before when we played Flip It, back like 5 minutes ago, maybe 10, it was a tower defense simulator where you spawn different mobs for different amounts of money, and then they fight these enemies, and then you have to make it so you get to the end without your thing dying. The only thing different is that there's no attacking the other person's thing. So yeah, it's pretty fun if you just want to chill out. I know my friends like tower defense games, so I might have to tell them about this one. So let's just go right to the next one. Next up, I galloped into Horse Riders. Wait, do the horse people say galloped? It's like a horse term. I don't know, look that up. I'm not doing that. So Horse Riders is basically a race against your friends where there's 3 laps and you're on a horse. Very, very revolutionary stuff. But the one thing that's not fun about it, each lap takes like 3 minutes. So you're doing it for like 10 minutes just to do 3 laps of one thing. I don't find it very enjoyable. Here's the thing. If one of the maps isn't enjoyable, I'm going to try and make the video more fun for you. So that's why I'm just going to end it right now and go on to the next one. I then tried to run into Sprint Racer, but miserably failed. Here's what it is. Sprint Racer is a race mode where you just have to sprint. Well, you sprint and you get different power-ups on the way. Sort of like Mario Kart, but running, and I'm bad at this and good at Mario Kart. It's like, I don't know, it's just like, it's difficult because the elytra that you get, it doesn't let you like glide around in the way that you want it to. It just doesn't like glide, it just stays. So it's difficult. I'd say it's fun if you don't suck at it like I do. So yeah, play if you want. Your choice. Probably don't though. I don't recommend it for newbies. Next, I confused myself through the game of life and death. I think I've already said that same line, but with a different name. Who cares? Did I? Comment it down below. I'm trying to get, the comments on the video. But I don't know what to say about this one. I don't understand it. You have to, like, kill cells or something. But the mechanics are weird. I don't understand anything. So it's just weird, and I don't know. So you have to, like, play a tutorial or something, probably, if you want to know it. More parkour. More parkour. Parkour Biomes. I couldn't get past the second level because I do not understand it. Here's what happens here. First level, nice and easy and tame and calm and chill. Second level, you go around this thing on this umbrella made out of beds. And then I jump on this tree and then there's nowhere to go. You can't do anything. It's just not possible, I don't think. If you want to try, then you give it a shot. But it's just too hard for me, to be honest. Maybe I'm just a little wee crybaby boy. But I don't think it's possible. Next up, I thoroughly enjoyed myself through Border Runners. So Border Runners is basically a game where the border shrinks to a certain spot on the map, and you have to get to that marker in like 5 seconds, and the time will keep on going down as you go through the game. So I found it pretty fun. If the footage is all showing on screen, it'll probably be sped up. I got to round 9, so it gets difficult. But it might have been my fault because I was trying to go for the power-ups. So, like, my bad. But, I still enjoyed it. So, I'd recommend it, like, single-player, multiplayer, like, I'd recommend it either way. So, yeah, it's fun. Next up, I played Tetra Block. Tetra Block is... It's Tetris. There's really nothing else to say about it. It's Tetris, but worse. And in Minecraft. I swear Tetris is free. The game's free, I think. If it's not free, it would be really embarrassing for me, but like, why would you play this if you could have just played Tetris? I don't know, but you know what isn't boring? The sponsor of today's video. I'm the sponsor of today's video. My subreddit is active. Kind of. There's like 5 posts on it. And 2 of them are from me. But who cares? So it's much more interesting than the rip-off Tetris that we played a second ago. It's got 4 members. You could be the 5th one. That's crazy. You might not be the 5th one because by the time this is out, I might already have 5 members. So, go join the Reddit. Like, look at this guy's post. What do you think it is? What could this mean on his community post? He is talking about this video that I hinted to on my community post. That's crazy. So, go join my Reddit right now. Oh yeah, I also need mods. So if you want to be a mod on the Reddit, I'll put an application on the subreddit by the time this video is out. Next up, I spooked myself into Ashen. Ashen is basically a game where you have to fight this boss, and you get scared of him because you're a little baby who's crying in the corner while that boss is trying to murder you. That was a detailed description, but your fear bar goes up, and you have to go inside and kill the boss. I never got past it because it was kind of boring. But if you want to play it and you like that kind of stuff, then I totally recommend it for anybody who likes horror stuff and fighting bosses. So, play it if you like that stuff. Yeah, bro. Sequel time. I played Disaster Star Survival. Remember that from like the 4th one in the video? That's crazy. Part 2. Well, it's not really part 2, it's just a sequel. It's basically the same game, but slightly improved. So, if you wanted to play the last one, don't play it! Play this one, because it's better. They should just remove the old one. What are they doing? But yeah, there's really nothing I can say here. Apparently I suck at both of them equally. Next up, I crashed my way into Car Dodger. I swear I've already said these lines. Dude, I gotta get better lines. Car Dodger is basically a game where you control little Jerry down below. I think his name's Jerry. Or I'm just thinking of the villager from Hypixel Skywalk. But you know, you control him down below and you have to not get hit by cars. But apparently I'm not very good at not getting hit by cars because as soon as I used the levitation power up and it ran out, I immediately went down and hit a car. So I find it like too simple for like a good play session. So I wouldn't recommend it for somebody who wants to do something like very enjoyable. Next up, I played Shulker Champions. So what Shulker Champions is you have to bounce these little things, these squares up, and there are shulkers shooting at you, and you have a villager. There's a villager there that you're controlling. Well, not really controlling, but like, that's your character. And you have to stop it from hitting the villager for 120 seconds to progress on to the next stage. I found it pretty fun. You might not find it pretty fun. But I just like ones where there's something like that you can do. Like you progress and you get more things. So I'd recommend it for somebody who likes those sort of things. Like the tower defense ones from earlier, they're pretty similar. Next up, I constructed myself into the crafting cube. The crafting cube is basically a minigame where you race against your friends. They give you a block, and you have to race against your friends to craft that first, and you're in like a chunk, like one chunk cube. And I find it very entertaining. So if you want to see a full video of me playing this with my friends, comment it down below because I don't know, I found it enjoyable and I feel like it's good for everybody. Everybody who knows how to play Minecraft, that is. So if you suck, then don't play it. I'm joking, you can't. No, everybody can play it. Next up, I played Color Craze. So Color Craze is basically like a block party on Hypixel, if you played that before. And also, there was one that we did earlier in the video, in the Floor is a Trap one, which was basically the same as this. So this game isn't too complicated. It just comes up with one of the colors, and then you gotta step on the color when that color comes up. I lost because, I don't know, two of the walls look exactly the same. That's what we'll say. We'll say that they looked exactly the same. There is nothing else to go by. I'm just gonna say they were the same color, and I don't suck. Okay. I next pretended I was smart and played the Sokoban Collection. So the Sokoban Collection is basically where you have a bunch of shulkers. You have the 6 shulkers. They have to get into the red zone, and you have to figure out what pathing you need to do to get each of them in, because if they get stuck in a corner, you can't move them. There's nothing you can do there. So you just have to push them around and try and figure out how to get them all into the red. The clip that you're seeing here took me about like 5 attempts maybe, because I just kept on getting them stuck in corners, and then I accidentally restarted it on one of the times. So, you know, it's very confusing. But, you know, I'd say it's fun if you want to challenge the mind. And also, I am smart. The start was just a joke. Okay, you do not know how much I'm going to rant about this one. Biome Run 3. It is the worst one I have played so far, by far. It's another one of those stupid parkour maps, but this time you have 5 hearts, and if you lose those 5 hearts, you don't regenerate them. They don't want you to do that. You just die and restart the thing over and over again. And the bloody jumps are stupid too, because you only get them like maybe 1 out of 5 times. This was a good run that you saw on screen until I lost all my hearts and couldn't do anything, so I just died. There is actually no point in somebody making something like this if nobody is going to play it. Play the other parkour maps. If you like parkour, don't play this. Never play it. Okay, rant over. Next up, I got super ripped to play golf. I played minor golf. That's the thing I did. And I got carried away, so this clip is probably sped up like 500 times because I did like 7 holes. You know, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Better than Biome Run 3, remember that? It was like 15 seconds ago, but you know, never mind. Yeah, so it's basically golf. You have 5 different courses to do. I enjoyed it. You can play it with your friends, by yourself, with your mom, with your dad, with your grandma, with your dog. I don't know, you can just play with anybody. Okay, so thanks for watching this video that still has like 15 minutes to go. Next up, I became an artist in Depiction Battle. Depiction Battle is basically like pixel painters in Hypixel, and if you don't know what pixel painters is, I'll explain it quickly. So, you basically have to draw something, or you get a prompt, and then you have to, like, after everybody's done drawing, you have to vote on whose is the best, and then they get a point, and then the points will keep on going up until one person ultimately wins. So I find it pretty fun. I played it alone, and then actually, if you're seeing this the same time I did, I accidentally like erased my entire drawing. But like, if you're not playing alone, I'd say it's pretty fun. Because then you can actually vote on other people's things and get points instead of just giving yourself the points. Next up, I played Pressure Island. So Pressure Island is basically a game where you're on an island and lava slowly rises up until it will eventually murder you and your whole family. I mean, it said in the thing, if you can see, that it will take half an hour for it to rise all the way up. And I don't think anybody's going to be playing this for half an hour because it's not very fun. So I personally wouldn't recommend it. But if you want to spend half an hour of your time just to die in the end, you do you. Next up, I played Parkour Pantheon. It's another parkour map. It's basically like the one earlier, what was it, Chump Jump? It's just like that, but like a rehashed version of it. It's like slightly higher quality. So if you wanted to play Chump Jump earlier, then just play this one instead. Like, so I really don't have too much to talk about this. You just get points from every jump you do. And it's just more parkour, and there's no point in there being more parkour. There's already too many parkour, and there's too much parkour going on in this video, so you know. Please just take me to something that isn't parkour, please. Next up, I played Magma Runner Remastered. So Magma Runner Remastered is basically a minigame where, so there's lava dropping down, you have to try and get to the bottom of the thing before the lava eats you up. So, I'm not going to say Magma Runner Remastered anymore, it's just way too hard to say. So you have to keep on going down, and the lava will keep on getting you, and there's one hole on each of the floors. There's one hole that you can go into, and you have to keep on going down, what is it, like maybe 100, 200 blocks? Until you either die, or get to the bottom of the thing. So I think it's pretty fun if you want to play alone or with friends. Next up, I played Whirlpool Parkour. This is probably one of the most interesting parkour maps I played, because like at least you can do other things instead of just jumping. Like you have different power and stuff, and it starts here with like you doing like an elytra sort of segment and going down. I just found it more fun than all the other ones that I played. because like you have this jump boost here, which you might be able to see, and then it's just fun because a lot of the parkour maps are just boring, and there's no use for them. They don't all need to be there. But if I had to choose one parkour map that I've played so far, I'd probably choose this one. Do you get what I mean? I just found it fun. If you want to do parkour, then just play this. Next up, I played 3D Minesweeper, and it's just Minesweeper, but in Minecraft but 3D. The thing is, I don't know how to play Minesweeper, so as you can see in the footage that's playing here, I immediately lost because I didn't read the rules properly. Let's go. Yeah, so you know. That's basically it for Minesweeper. Next up, I played Dogfight. So Dogfight is basically a minigame where you have an elytra and you have to try and survive as long as possible without hitting into the various obstacles that are around on the map. And there are also iron, gold, and diamond blocks. If you fly into them, you get a certain amount of points. Iron gives 5, gold gives 15, and diamond gives 30. I found it pretty fun. I got around 200 points, I think. It'll show it on screen. But it was pretty fun, and if you want to just have a laid back, chilled out thing, then I do recommend it. Next up, I played MineBoat Race. MineBoat Race is basically a minigame where you race in boats. Don't get what the mine part has to do with it. Maybe it's because it's in Minecraft. I despised this minigame. It was so boring. At one point you have to go on a sponge maze. So you're moving slower and then you move slower because you're in a maze. And then you have to figure out where to go in the maze and it takes so long. Can we please just get on to the next minigame? Next up, I got super ripped to play golf. For a second time. But, you know, it's still different because this one's Sky Golf. Sky Golf is basically just a worse version of Miner Golf. It's just like, it's fun, but I say the Miner Golf is more fun because this is hard to control. If you see in the footage that's playing up here, I couldn't really control it very well. So it's pretty difficult, but if you know how to golf, and you know how to golf, I already said that, but yeah, if you know how to play golf, then I feel like it's good for you. And if you know how to get the right angles, I'm just not very good. Next up, I played Midnight Heist. So Midnight Heist is basically a minigame where you either play as a guard or a thief, and you have to either get the thieves or rob the place. As a guard, you can see here the clip sort of starts randomly. That's because I didn't really want to show you the 3 minutes of time I just spent looking for one of the thieves. Only at the end right here, well, you would have seen it. Only at the end right here, where it was like a 5-minute clip, that's only when I found the first thief. So it takes a while, but I feel like if you're playing with your friends, it'll be more fun. Next up, I played Cosmonauts. Cosmonauts is actually one of the best ones that I've played in the entire video. So it's basically a map where you're on a spaceship, and you have to do certain tasks, and there are villains that are trying to fight you, but they're not very strong. They're kind of weak, you know, because I'm so strong and buff. Fine, not either of them, but yeah, so I quite enjoyed this minigame. You're just going around doing a bunch of tasks, and you have to have your oxygen and not die, and then it will probably get harder and harder as you go on. Yeah, so I recommend for a nice single player thing or multiplayer. So if you want to play with anybody or by yourself, then you can, because I find it fun. Next up, I played Prismatic Parkour. More parkour, so I'm just gonna brush through this one real quick. I found it incredibly challenging, but that's probably because I suck at parkour. Yeah. Did you know that Jacob sucks at parkour? Jacob sucks at parkour. I tried the easiest level, and I still failed. What am I doing wrong? Yeah. What am I doing wrong? I tried the easiest level and I still failed. So that was Prismatic Parkour. And that's it from Jacob Triple Legs until like 3 seconds after when I say the next thing. Bro, who wants to hear Jacob Triple Legs music? Anybody up for that? Next up, I played Villager Avengers. So what you do in Villager Avengers is you get Iron Man and Captain America and the Hulk. I'm joking. That was a horrible joke. What you do in Villager Avengers is you have to shoot pillagers as a villager, and it gets harder and harder. That's why I made the joke. I had to make this segment a bit longer. It's like the 48 to 1. 7 left. Let's go, guys. Yeah, let's do it. We're nearly there. I want to get this video out so you guys can watch it. The next minigame I played was Dungeon of the Arbalist. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, because that's a stupid word. Bro, I just disrespected whoever made this game. I like the game, but the name is stupid. So basically, what you do in Dungeon of the Arbalist is you fight zombies with crossbow, and you upgrade your thing, and you unlock this vault. It's so crazy, and you just play a bunch of waves. Whoa, I can't believe it. Yeah, that's so crazy. I don't know, it just wasn't like very, like it wasn't very new. It's something that I've seen 100 times. Like it wasn't innovative. It was just the same old. Next up, I played Bomb Buddies. So in Bomb Buddies, you're supposed to have 2 people, but it works fine with 1. You throw this TNT at a structure, and you have to try and break all the structure with a certain amount of TNT that you have. And I find it pretty entertaining. But I want to get through the rest of this, because after this I think there's 5 left. And then this video will finally be out. The due date was like 10 days ago. And I've completely missed it because I underestimated how long this would take. So please get on to the next one. Next up, I played Pumpkin Party Remastered. I've been avoiding this one for so long. I don't know why I didn't avoid it. It just didn't look very appealing to me because I thought it was sort of like a horror thing, but it's not. It's basically just a bunch of mini games, which it's sort of a horror thing, but like not really scary. The one that I played is where you brew potions, so I had to get another wart, slime ball, and a piece of gunpowder. So I found that minigame pretty fun, but I played 2 others that I died in like the first 6 seconds, so I couldn't use that footage. Sad. Now I have to stay here longer. And I want to tell you something right now. This is the 51st minigame. It is the 13th of December. I started working on this video the 7th of November. So it's been a while. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this so far. So far, it's nearly done. I think, depending on what time it is, it might be like 40 minutes long, this video. Next up, I played Road Runners. And Road Runners is basically like, have any of you, comment it down below, have you ever played Crossy Road, the game on mobile, where you're that chicken, and you have to like cross the road and there's trains and cars that are trying to hit you? Well, not trying to hit you, but like they're there and you're trying to cross the road and get as high as you possibly can. That's exactly what this is. I think this is just like that was just like a reference for this. So, yeah, I don't know if there's too much for me to explain here. But it's just that it's like a crossy road in Minecraft sort of thing. The next minigame I played was Security Guard. The only thing they let me do in this one was explore around the map. And that just got really boring, so this segment's gonna be short. What you're supposed to do in it, it's supposed to be like the other Heist one from a few like 10 minutes ago. It was less than 10 minutes ago, but you know, it was supposed to be like that, but it didn't let me play it. So I wouldn't recommend it because you can't play it. There's no button to. Penultimately, I played Creeper Run. So Creeper Run is a mini game where it's basically like a parkour map or something like that. But there are creepers chasing you, so it's something different. It's like at least different from the normal stuff. And yeah, there's not really too much else to say, except there are creepers chasing you. I got to 250 blocks. Yeah, and that's it. Let's go to the last one. Finally, I played Blitz. So Blitz is basically a mini game where you just fight an opponent. It's like duels on Hypixel, which I didn't really find it that fun. It's kind of a dull ending. But genuinely, I think I have played every single player mini game on Minecraft Realms. So I don't know what else to do because I have to get my friends for the next 2 episodes, which is like 110, no, 112 more mini games. Hold up, 113 more mini games. They added a new one just then. So, you know, I found it complicated, but like, I need my friends now. I want to go see the outside. This has taken me like a month. Okay, so I forgot that I had to do an outro. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna steal the same clip that I stole from the intro to make it, you know, like full circle. And also, I can't be bothered doing anything else with this video. It's 42 minutes long. It'll probably be longer than that once this clip's done. So, I really hope you enjoyed it. I've spent over a month on this, and I'm happy it's finally done. Please make sure to like and subscribe, because if so, my next video will be this week or next week. I've got a Christmas one coming out on Christmas. So, you know, whenever, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what video you'd like to see next. This has been Jacob Triple Legs, and I'm out.